Hey there guys, it's aarava here, and today bringing my F1 2014 career mode, and we're back with part 6 at the Monaco Grand Prix. And today we're going to be doing a 100% race around Monaco, 78 laps of this tight twisting street circuit, the jewel on the F1 calendar. And that's why I thought I'd do a 100% race, as it is a very special race on the calendar, as usually I do 50% races. And because of that, you know, I normally don't ask or set targets for likes, but it would be absolutely awesome if we could hit 1,000 likes on this video. I'm going to set that as a target. It'd be absolutely awesome because, as I said before, you know, due to me starting uni and stuff, I don't have a lot of time to do a lot of, you know, career mode videos in terms of 100% races. That's why the races have been 50% so far in this career mode. So I hope you guys can really appreciate that. You know, a lot of time's been spent, you know, I've been completely busy all this weekend trying to make this video happen. Had no time to really relax, so it'd be absolutely awesome if we could try and hit 1,000 likes on this 100% Monaco video. That would be absolutely awesome. But enough of that. Here we are in Monaco, and we're looking at the practice results, and we've come first place at the moment. The pace around Monaco looking pretty damn good at the moment through practice. Found a really nice setup, which you guys will see later. Really nice setup I found, and it's working well because through Q1 we came in first place on the prime tyres, through to Q2 pretty damn easily. So on the prime tyres, coming first in Q1 is pretty damn awesome, and hopefully will be things to come, because now here we are in Q2 and on the super soft tyres now, because obviously we can't use the primes in Q2. There's probably no way we can get into Q3 without using the option tyres. So here we're coming through on the lap, and oh my god, we've had some sort of auto spin wall, and that's completely ruined our lap. So not a great start to Q2 that was, having like an auto spin wall, and we actually caused a collision there with the Force India. But eventually we got a lap time in, and we came first place in Q2, which secured our place in the top 10 for the Q3 shootout. So yeah, apart from that little mishap at the beginning of Q2 with the auto spin wall, bit weird there. I hope that doesn't occur in the race. But apart from that, yeah, pretty easy Q2 as well. So now on to Q3, and obviously at Monaco, qualifying is quite a big thing. So we're going to follow quite a lot of Q3. We're going to show you quite a bit of Q3 and what happens. So we're going out first time in the session. Obviously 3 laps of fuel, lean mix to start off as we get out, and then here we are finishing our lap. This is the end of the lap, not the start, the end of the lap. And let's see what lap time I'm going to get here in Q3. It's going to be a 1:17.2, so slower than we did in Q2, so definitely some more time to be found. At the moment we're still first place, so let's see as we go back to the garage. Let's just see if that is good enough for pole. I don't think it will be, because that was slower than our time in Q2. And let's see as we fast forward. Yep, there you go, Hamilton has beat it. He's on a 1:17 dead, so it's time for us to try and beat that time. Here we go, starting our last lap of Q3 here. We're going to sit through the entire lap here, so let's take you through it. So we're going down to second gear through that corner, really slide it through the first corner. Really nice corner this year in this year game. I actually love taking it in second gear and sliding through, and through this section now down to third gear, halfway through the corner. The car wants to understeer quite a lot, but you just got to hang in there. And now down towards the Mirabeau complex, and we're actually down on our time. We're actually down by 900ths of a second, but we're 4/10 up on Hamilton's second time, but we're 9/10 down on our fastest time. So we actually went faster than Hamilton already in sector 1 on the previous lap, so we must have lost all the time in sector 2 and sector 3. And speaking about sector 2, here we go down through the tunnel, down to the very tricky long braking zone into the chicane, very tight twisty, down to second gear, chuck it in left and then right, trying to cut as much as we can on the apex without actually getting a corner cut. And now we're coming through, chucking it left in third gear now, just try and graze the barrier up to fourth, and through this very fast chicane now down to the swimming pool section, and we've gone purple right now through that chicane. Lovely, went first gear, then second in the middle of it, down to Raskas, chuck it in first gear to get the car turned round, now back up the second through the whole corner, through the last corner now we power through, open DRS onto the straight line. Will this be pole position? Yes, it will be. We've got pole position for the Monaco Grand Prix, our first pole of the season. Awesome stuff there. Pole position, 1:16.6, 5/10 ahead of Hamilton. That is some awesome stuff here at Monaco, where the traction control of the AI doesn't really matter too much. It doesn't factor in. We can easily have the AI at Monaco. Awesome stuff. Just shows that, you know, we do have the pace. It's just the traction, you know, other tracks that hampers up us. But here at Monaco, we're on for a good show. You know, I don't think, you know, it's going to be very tough to get the win, don't get me wrong, but I think this is a great start and great showing for the season to come, hopefully. Pole position, Hamilton second. We're going to have to be wary of him at the start. Obviously, the AI are very good at the starts this year, so we're going to have to be wary Ferrari into the first corner, may have to block him off, but pole position there by 5/10, awesome stuff. Beat our teammate completely because he's come in 6th place, Felipe Massa, and Vettel came in 3rd. So here we are onto the race, 100% race, Monaco Grand Prix, 78 laps. We'll bring you the best highlights of the race, and it's a complete dry race, and it looks like the engineers want us to go option prime. We will see about that. We will see about that. I have a sneaking suspicion that the options won't go to lap 23. Just sounds a bit too much. I mean, I know in real life they went quite far into the Grand Prix, but in this game it's very tough. But here's the setup: 11-10 wings, normal braking, 111 balance, 11-1, 11-7 suspension. I found that 11-1 on the ride height worked really well to get the car turned in here at Monaco. On 2013 it was 1-1, but on this game I felt 11-1 worked a lot better around Monaco. Did shut the car into the corners, really get it turned in, and also help with a bit of straight line speed down the straights, because for some reason the ride height on the front, if you go to 11, that actually increases your top lines, your acceleration speed on the straights for some reason. But yeah, there you go, that's the setup, guys. It was actually a really nice setup, so worth taking that down if you're struggling around Monaco. But here we are on pole position on the Monaco Grand Prix grid here in the Principality for 78 laps around this jewel on the F1 calendar. Here we go, revving to 5 red lights for 78 laps, 100% Monaco Grand Prix. Here we go, 5 red lights, and we are off, and immediately we're getting a rubbish start compared to Hamilton, so we're going to move to the left to try and block him off, but Hamilton has got me. Can we get him back into the first corner? Yes, we can. We're back into first place. So yeah, that start was really actually quite terrible compared to Hamilton. I tried to kind of fend him off, but he just stuck his car in there, but luckily we got him back into the first corner. Now we're down to lean mix. We've got -2 laps of fuel, so we're going to try and save some fuel in this first crucial stint. Now we're into first place here at Monaco. Obviously very tricky to overtake, even for the AI and even for myself, really. If we get stuck in traffic later on, it's going to be a big hamper. So at the moment we can kind of go easy, try and save some fuel, and generally just try and keep the pace up as much as we can. The tyres are going to start going off, obviously, probably around lap 10 they'll start to feel a bit bad, and about lap 20 they'll definitely feel rubbish. So we're just going to have to do our best, really, to manage these tyres, the super softs. But at the moment it's going well, so we're going to try our best there to manage the situation. Now we're going to cut later on into the Grand Prix onto lap 22 indeed, and this is when we're actually going to make our pit stop. Our lap time was lap 23 to make our pit stop. The engineers wanted us to, but I've decided it's needed 1 lap earlier, because you can see my rear tyres are absolutely gone. Hamilton is all over the back of me, but for actually the 22 laps coming up to this lap, it wasn't too bad. I had probably about a 1.5 second gap to Hamilton. Only in these last 5 laps since lap 17 has Hamilton been catching up to me, and they're getting an oversteer power slide moment in the middle of that left-hander. Very scary stuff. Through swimming pool as well, getting really loose on the rear. Very tough stuff here without traction control around Monaco in this year's game, with the amount of torque these cars have. But now we're coming to the pits now, and we've decided to go on the prime tyres actually. So we're not going to go on the option tyres that the engineers wanted us to. They wanted us to do option prime. We're going to try the option prime option, or maybe even the option prime depending on how the tyre wear is, because these options were really bad. The only way I stayed in first place was the fact it was Monaco, but obviously now we pit, Hamilton's in free air, so that's going to be a bit tough. Going to be very tough to try and keep first place. We're going to try our best to keep first place, try and keep the pace up on these fresh prime tyres, but Hamilton's in free air, and I think he had a lot more pace in the bag than he actually did in that stint, just purely because I was holding him up around Monaco. But now onto lap 23, Ricciardo set the fast lap of the Grand Prix. We're up into rich mix, and we're back up to 9th place now. We're chasing after these back markers, and also the people who are yet to pit, passing Ericsson there, back marker, but now we've got Sergio Perez up ahead. Now he is not a back marker, he's definitely for position, but he's not pit yet. He's on the option tyres he started on, so he's going to be going quite slowly. So we're going to want to try and clear him as fast as possible, because if he holds us up, then Hamilton is just going to edge away, and he's definitely going to come out in front of us when he makes his pit stop. So we're right behind Perez, and you can see him and Button are holding me up, an absolute treat here. Just not great stuff, really annoying. It's very frustrating. It's what Monaco does, it's all about trying to find clean air. Unfortunately, we couldn't find any clean air. We've found ourselves behind Perez and Button, and I really can't do much at this stage, We're not very, we're not that close. I mean, we're trying to move down the inside here. You'll see that Perez actually manages to defend the position as we lose the rear, and Perez annoyingly stays ahead for 7th place. So yeah, just very tough for me to do much here around Monaco at the moment, unless Perez's tyres really start to fall off. It's just really a waiting game to try and get him maybe on the straight, but the traction is so good out of Raskas with these AI that they're able to keep ahead of me. But now we've cut later on to lap 29. Thankfully, we managed to overtake Button and Perez, and they was really struggling on their super soft tyres, and I think they've actually going to pit in the next lap or two, so they're really struggling. But now we're chasing after Hulkenberg, and I believe the top 5 right now from Hulkenberg up to Hamilton have not pit yet, so we'll see how things go from there really. As you can see, only after a few laps, these prime tyres are already giving me a lot of oversteer through there down to that hairpin, but now we've cut onto lap 32, so 3 laps later, and we're trying to catch the top 6. Gutierrez ahead, blue flag situation, but looks what he does. He just parks it on the apex like an absolute pillock. Absurd stuff, really annoying from the AI there. I don't know, they always do that under blue flags. They just park it on the apex instead of letting you through. But yeah, we're up to 4th place now, so someone pit from the top 5. But yeah, the top 5, the top 4 now have not pit yet. The top 3, sorry, right now have not pit yet, and we're on to lap 33. And only now, I think, are they coming to pit in. At least maybe the 2 in front of us are come to pit as we come through now. Yeah, up to 3rd. There's Ricciardo, just about gets 2nd place. Hamilton, I don't know if he's pit yet or if he's still out. But pretty damn crazy that the AI at the top of the field were able to go 33 laps on the super soft. That's 10 laps more than I could manage. 11 laps, in fact, which is just crazy and a bit absurd. That's how much, you know, the traction was aiding them this whole race in terms of the tyre wear. That's how much it helps them out. I mean, you know, obviously we had the pace in qualifying over 1 lap, but still, you know, but the fact it's Monaco and it's more about driver skill and stuff like that still doesn't negate the tyre wear that you get, and that gets affected from the traction that the AI get, which is quite annoying again. But yeah, we're cut onto lap 51. We've made our final stop for the prime tyres, you can see, so we haven't gone on to the options. We've gone to the primes instead. Now onto lap 60 now. We're in 5th place. I'm thinking that I'd pit, and none of the AI are pitting anytime soon. It's getting quite late into the Grand Prix as well, so they may be doing a one-stop and safety car. What on earth? Okay, safety. Tiny bit on the first corner, but no harm done really. And we're closing in on Vettel because obviously his tyres have been going from lap 30 from lap 33, and I just pit on lap 51, so my tyres are much fresher than his, and I'm getting very close to Vettel, right up his gearbox. We're going to make a diving move down the inside of the hairpin, and that was a lovely move there down to the hairpin, sort of like Suttle-esque, or yeah, Suttle-esque, like he did in the 2013 Grand Prix, and even the 2014 Grand Prix did at Monaco. So really nice move there on Sebastian Vettel with fresher tyres than him, obviously. So the safety car was a real blessing for me in this race. Really allowed me to get closer to the Red Bulls, and now we're going to try and overtake Daniel Ricciardo up ahead. Let's see if we can get him. So on to lap 66, 2 laps later, lap 67 indeed as well, and we're closing in on Ricciardo. Went through the first corner very aggressively, hit the wall actually on the exit. Now we're right behind Ricciardo, gaining on him in the slipstream. Can we get the Australian? Are we going to make the same move we did on Sebastian Vettel? Maybe. We may have to be patient and just make that same move as we come through, getting very close to the walls. This is awesome stuff to watch, the car sliding around the streets of Monaco. We're right behind the Australian here on lap 67. Can we make the same move down the inside? It's going to be closer down to first gear. The tyres are screeching, but we've made an absolutely fantastic move there on Ricciardo for second place. Can we get Hamilton? I don't know. I'm looking at the mini-map. As you can see by the mini-map, though, the only car in front of us is that dot. That is Hamilton, so I think it's going to be very tough to get Hamilton. I don't think we'll be able to get him, so we may have to settle for second place, which is still awesome considering we've made one more stop than the AI in this race, who are doing a 1 stop. I did a 2 stop, And as we actually come on to lap 78, it is confirmed Lewis Hamilton will be winning this Grand Prix. I've come home in second place. I'm still very, very, happy with second place, considering we did a 2-stop versus the AI doing an OP 1-stop here at Monaco. We managed to overtake the 2 Red Bulls awesomely at the end for second place from 4th. So really great job. Second place, our 3rd podium of the season as well. So we're racking up the podiums. We're sort of doing a Valtteri Bottas. We're sort of emulating what he's been doing this season against Felipe Massa, racking up the podiums when he's not. So awesome stuff there. Second place, 15, pretty much 14.5 seconds behind Hamilton. That's pretty much been the closest I've been to first place all season. So that's pretty awesome at Monaco. We had the pace to get that close to the lead, at least. It was annoying that we couldn't keep the lead. We're on pole position, I know, at Monaco, so, you're expected to maybe try and get first, but the pace obviously wasn't enough in that first stint. Hamilton, as soon as I pit, I knew I was probably going to lose the lead, so unfortunate, but second is the best we can do today, and I'll take that happily, as we've moved up to 5th place in the Drivers' Championship, still ahead of Nico Rosberg, and in the Constructors, Williams are still 4th place, but I hope you guys really thoroughly enjoyed that video. As I said at the beginning, it would be absolutely awesome if we could hit 1,000 likes on this 100% race around Monaco, because I hope you guys appreciate that. I've started uni, it's very tough to do all these videos. I've been trying my best to do 50% races every day, and I tried an amazing amount of effort this weekend to do the 100% race. I'm just about being able to make this video and put it out on Monday, so I hope you guys appreciate that. So it'd be absolutely awesome for me if we could see 1,000 likes on this video, but we'll try our best. But if you did enjoy it anyway, give it a like, comment below what you thought, subscribe if you're new for weekly F1 2014 content. I've been aarava, hope you enjoy the rest of the day, and I will see you guys next time.